Jamie Greenlee and this is my demonstration speech. Today I will be demonstrating how to make one of my all-time favorite snacks. It's quite easy and only takes maybe 15-20 minutes max. My parents used to make it for me when I was growing up. Here's my cookbook. And then in the dessert section we find Scotcheroos. First things you will need to figure out is what you need and make sure you have it all. You need 1 cup sugar, 1 cup light corn syrup, 1 cup of peanut butter, 6 cups of Rice Krispies, and then you'll need 1 cup of butterscotch chips and 1 cup of chocolate chips, which I already have mixed. You will also need to have microwavable safe bowls. This is going to be the one I use to make the base part. And then in my chocolate chip one will be the chocolate mixture for the top. You will also need spatulas to mix and a spoon to mix. The first thing you do is combine the sugar, which is 1 cup, and the corn syrup, 1 cup, together. Once you get that, you're going to stir it, and then you have to microwave until it is bubbly. The nice thing about these is that they're really easy and they actually taste pretty well. While that's microwaving, make sure you have all the rest of your ingredients. So the next would be my peanut butter. Kids love these, adults love them. I think they're pretty good recipe, pretty easy, quick after school snack. You can just cut up some bars and get them together. Now I'm obviously stirring this, and you gotta make sure that sugar is getting mixed in there. I put this in for a minute, and at 30 seconds I mixed again. You want to continuously mix it because of the fact that if you don't, it's going to burn the sugar, and that's just going to mess up your entire recipe. Now these are pretty sweet, so if you're not a sweet kind of person, they might not be a recipe for you. A little bit more mixture. The bottom of the bowl is getting warm, so I can tell that it's getting close. Probably just like 15 more seconds and then they should be good to go. My grandma Donna is the one that actually made this recipe. My recipe book is a family cookbook, so these are all family recipes that are in it. Okay, see how it became more liquid? That's about where you want it to be. Stir it one more time, and then the next thing is going to be adding in the peanut butter. Now it's 1 cup of peanut butter to the 1 cup of Karo syrup and 1 cup of sugar. You can stir in the peanut butter, and if your mixture is correct, it should be warm enough where you really don't need to microwave it again. Kind of makes it a little thicker now that it has that. I might add a little bit of microwave time for it just to make sure that it's completely and thoroughly melted all that sugar. enjoy cooking, and so this is kind of one of the things I do. The main thing of cooking I like to do is these desserts, so it's a little bit of enjoyable. And not to mention, it's great for when my son gets older. Okay. Make sure that's nice and mixed. The next thing is to add Rice Krispies. One of the things I like to do is I don't like to add them all at the same time because, as most know when making Rice Krispies, it tends to be a little bit tough to get them completely covered and mixed if you add them all at the same time. Okay, just keep adding a little bit at a time. I do about 1/3 of them each time. I'm making a little bit of a mess. Stir in the remainder. Okay, as you can tell, it's getting a little bit harder to mix them in. Just try to get them as covered as possible. This is going to be your base. Now, once you get them all mixed, the next thing you're going to do is you're actually going to press them into a 9x13 pan. My 9x13 pan. It's going to be right here. And you can grease it if you would like. Makes them come out a little bit easier. I'm going to choose not to. Okay, got my stirred mixture. Obviously not all the Rice Krispies got completely mixed in, but that's not a huge problem as they'll be pressed in with the mixture this way. Now, they don't have to look perfect by any means. Unless you're going to take them somewhere fancy, I wouldn't worry about it. I don't think my family's going to care much. Okay, once you get that done, you then take your chips, which I have 1 cup chocolate chips, 1 cup butterscotch chips, and those then need to be microwaved until they are melted. You can do this over the oven if you would like. I just do it in the microwave. I find it a little more simpler. It might dirty more, but at the same time, I feel like it's quicker. And I'm going to use another spatula to mix these ones. You don't want to burn the chips though. You just want to make sure that they are getting completely melted. Turn. As you can see, I have my Rice Krispies pressed in there. And now we're just waiting for the topping. Once you get the topping on the bars, you actually want to give them enough time to cool. So I usually put them in the refrigerator so that they cool a little bit longer and a little bit faster. Not melting very fast though. When you're doing your downtime waiting on certain things, you can always pick up too. That's always nice. And I no longer need this because that's the end of my recipe. It's finally starting to get a little bit melted. Then as soon as I'm done with the chocolate chips, I'm going to spread them onto my Rice Krispie bars. And then we'll set them in the fridge, cool, and cut. Again, it's a really simple, easy recipe. Takes maybe 5-10 minutes. Not really too long. And they're really tasty. So if you're looking for a quick, easy recipe, this is definitely one of those to go towards. Again, the recipe is 1 cup corn syrup and 1 cup sugar. Bring that to a bubble. And then add your peanut butter. Mix that all together. The sugar and corn syrup mixture should melt the peanut butter so that you don't have to put it in the microwave again like I did. And then you add your Rice Krispies, which is 6 cups of Rice Krispies. And then once you get that done, mix it all together. Again, you spread it out into the pan. It's a 9 by 13 pan. You have the option of greasing in the bottom if you would like to. And in the middle of doing that, you can always start your chocolate chips so it doesn't take as much time as mine is currently. And then it's 1 cup chocolate chip to 1 cup butterscotch chip. And you just spread that on top, let cool, and then once the chocolate topping is cooled enough, just cut them, and you can eat them. And they're easy to take anywhere because they're just like a Rice Krispie bar. Spread this out. Spread it all over. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Some areas are going to have a little bit thicker on the chocolate than other areas. That's not a big deal. Just make sure the chocolatey areas are for those chocolate lovers like myself. Get it all spread out. Smell pretty good. Smell them. And then you have them. And you just stick them in the fridge and let them cool. Such an easy snack for any time. Children love them, adults love them. Great way to make a little dessert. Thank you.